Hello, my name is Andy Rice. I bet you were wondering if or when I was even going to show up. And this is the same thought process that goes through a manager or superior's head when they have an employee who is supposed to start a shift at 8 a.m. and doesn't quite show up at 8 a.m. Employee promptness is extremely important. In an article written in 2002, titled "The Determinants of Employee Punctuality," written by Miriam Dishaw-Bekovitz and Mina Kalowski, they went a little further into depth about the factors that cause employee lateness and the consequences that it has on the organization, the superior, and the subordinate of that organization. They began with previous studies of employee punctuality. From those, they were able to determine three of the top reasons for employee lateness or punctuality. And then they wanted to test it and see if these were actual reasons. Now, they began with an organization based in Israel. They sent out questionnaires to 128 employees. The study was extremely successful. They were able to find several determinants of the employee, or several characteristics of the employee. They were able to conclude that the top three reasons for employee lateness were in fact ones that had been previously stated in past studies. The first one was low satisfaction of employment. As you can imagine, if you are an employee on a really rainy, dreary Monday morning, the alarm clock goes off, and all you can think in your head is, oh, I'm going to be sitting at the desk all day, really, I'm going to be bored, I'm going to be taking multiple orders just thrown at me. You're going to be a little more tempted to hit that snooze button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Not a very good way to start out your day. The second reason is the type of personality trait that the employee possesses, whether it's type A or type B. Type A is a go-getter, very valuable for an employer. They don't want to be late. They show up for their shift either early or always on time, but they do not want to be late. Now, type B, on the other hand, isn't quite the opposite, but it is a little more lax. Type B employees, they care about productivity as well, not as much as type A, but if they're late, no big deal. The third reason for employee lateness is the age of their youngest child. As you can imagine, if you have a 2-year-old and then you have a 12-year-old, which one's going to be easier to get ready for the day? You have your 12-year-old who's a lot more independent. You have to fulfill multiple responsibilities for the 2-year-old before you can get on with your work for the day. There are other factors which included anything from health concerns to weather issues, but the top three, as I said before, lack of job satisfaction, personality type, and the age of your youngest child. This article was very clear, very organized, but especially very detailed. They went into the consequences for employee lateness, starting with the employer's perspective. If you're an employer and your employee doesn't show up on time, you have to take time out of your day to find them a replacement. That's time lost right there. From there, the employee who is not running late already at time has to not only take on their daily tasks, but also the late employees, which decreases productivity. Time equals money, and money equals power. I'm sure you've heard this before, but it's extremely true. And for an organization, it's especially true. If you have a late employee, you're losing time, you're losing money, you're losing power. And as a young professional entering the workplace, it's not a very good attribute to have. As the article stated, employees who are consistently late, they have a reputation. Not only that, but they're viewed as less trustworthy, don't seem to really care much about the organizational commitments, and it also makes for very strenuous relationships between not only the superiors of the organization but the other coworkers as well. This article was very well written, very clear, very organized, and as I said, very detailed. I highly suggest it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got a little bit out of it to take with you into your future career. Good luck on your future endeavors. All right, thank you.